Misinformation. Wow, man. What a problem. Like a super serial problem, innit?
Want to know why coronavirus started? Or what might cure it? Well, search online and you'll find thousands of answers, many of which aren't true.
Thank God for the BBC, eh? On the front line, fighting for the truth. Oh no. Well, thank God for the World Health Organization being on the front line, fighting for the truth. WHO haunted by tweets saying China found no human transmission of coronavirus. Preliminary investigations conducted by the Chinese authorities have found no clear evidence of human-to-human transmission of the novel coronavirus identified in Wuhan, China. The organization said. Oh, what? Can no one be trusted? I mean, surely like 99.99% of news sources can be trusted. You know what I'm saying? You remember that figure, 99.99%? I mean, that's enough, isn't it, for us to keep a peace of mind and believe in the world. What's this? Kills 99.9% of germs. Product may kill only a small handful of different strains or types of germs, sometimes as few as only 3 to 4 pathogens. Are you serious? Is everything just a lie? It means what? The definition of free-range farming is extremely murky. For a product to have that label, the animal has to have access to an outside area for at least part of the day. But there are no fixed rules about what this period of time has to be. Some countries stipulate minimum requirements on housing space for farm animals. Meanwhile, other nations have no such provisions whatsoever. Wherever you are, acceptable conditions and practices shift constantly. Frustratingly, this makes it difficult for a consumer to know exactly what they are paying for. The issue becomes even less clear when it comes to individual products. What may be specific requirements in one country is likely to be totally unnecessary in another. In the UK, a free-range chicken must be housed in a defined space. This means it should be with no more than 13 birds per square meter. A chicken must also be 56 days old before it is slaughtered. It should also have continuous daytime access to open-air runs for at least half its lifetime. But in America, the only stipulation is that the bird be allowed access to the outside. This means that the definition is essentially left up to individual farmers. Well, how else can I look virtuous when I'm eating? Organic. 4 facts about organic food that are actually false. Oh, come on, man. Give me a break. Organic foods are more nutritious. From a nutritional standpoint, I am not aware of any good specific data showing that organic produce is more nutritious than conventionally raised produce. 2. Organic farming is better for the environment. While there is solid data proving that biodiversity in an organic field is higher than in a conventional one, Socialables says that the environmental benefits are dependent on 2 factors: what you're growing and where you're growing it. For crops such as soybeans and rice, growing them organic produces almost the same yield as conventional, while growing organic wheat and potatoes will produce lower yields than if grown conventionally. The bottom line, organic farms are more biodiverse, but it takes more land to grow organic produce than it does to raise them conventionally. Conventional farming has more tools, such as synthetic fertilizer, which is more readily available, less costly, and easier to apply in the required amounts than organic fertilizer, to offset low yields, which ultimately result in fewer instances where natural landscape must be cleared for farmland. Organic farms are pesticide-free. A common misconception about organic farms is that they're pesticide-free. Organic farms are actually allowed to use pesticides as long as they're organic. These pest repellents are made of safe and natural substances such as soaps, lime sulfur, and hydrogen peroxide. While organic pesticides aren't toxic to humans and mammals and break down fairly quickly, they are essentially used to target pests. And the issue lies within the fact that these sprays will kill target bugs as well as non-targets such as bees, butterflies, and other pollinators. 4. Organic foods taste better. Well, that's just subjective, isn't it, really? Hold on. What about the actual definition of what misinformation is? Misinformation is false information that is spread regardless of intent to mislead. All right. It is then. Well, what about medical science?
When it comes to toothpaste commercials, you've probably heard claims like 9 out of 10 dentists recommend brighter whiter, or maybe it's 4 out of 5 or 80%. Sometimes the question that is put to survey respondents is wildly different than the one that ends up on posters and billboards. For instance, in 2007, one toothpaste ad in the UK claimed that more than 80% of dentists recommended their product. But when the Advertising Standards Authority looked into it, they discovered that the dentists were asked to recommend several toothpastes, not one single choice. In fact, another brand was found to be almost as popular.
Shit a brick! I wonder what they have to say about the old... You know what I mean? Allow that, man. I don't even want to go there. I'll just look into the hard data myself. Say what now? Cook is careful to describe his 2013 study results as being based on climate experts, political figures, and popular press. While not so careful, President Obama and Secretary of State John Kerry have repeatedly characterized it as 97% of scientists. Kerry has gone so far as to say that 97% of peer-reviewed climate studies confirm that climate change is happening and that human activity is largely responsible. This is patently wrong, since the Cook study and others showed that the majority of papers take no position. One does not expect nuance in political speeches, and the authors of scientific papers cannot be held responsible for the statements of politicians and the media. Given these results, it is clear that support among scientists for human-caused climate change is below 97%. Most studies, including specialities other than climatologists, find support in the range of 80 to 90%. The 97% consensus of scientists, when used without limitation to climate scientists, is false. So, is the Earth flat as well?
So, Earth, throughout its life, even when it formed, it was spinning, and it got a little wider at the equator than it does at the poles. So it's not actually a sphere, it's oblate, and officially it's an oblate spheroid. That's what we call it. But not only that, it's slightly wider below the equator than above the equator.
A little chubbier.
A little chubbier.
Yeah.
Chubby's a good way. It's like pear-shaped.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus, it's not even round. I suppose just trust the science. The science is never wrong.